Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the press. Not long ago, the National Executive Committee held an emergency meeting, which was also followed by an emergency meeting by the National Council of our party. Key issues that were discussed had to do with submission of proposed campaign coordinating committee from the flag bearer and leader of our party, His Excellency the Vice President Alhaji Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. There were also discussions on parliamentary primaries and matters arising out of the parliamentary primaries. Without wasting my time, I'll zoom in to the campaign committee list that was submitted by the flag bearer of our party and subsequently approved by the National Council of our party. For the 2024 MPP campaign, both presidential and parliamentary, the chairman for the campaign is the flag bearer himself, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. The vice chairman for the campaign or the coordinating committee will be the vice presidential candidate, which we are yet to select. So the flag bearer is the chairman for the campaign, the chairman for the campaign, the whole campaign. So every committee will report to the flag bearer. Then we will have the national chairman, the former president J.A. Kufuor, President Nana Akufo-Addo, chairman and members of the national and the wings of the party, the volunteer groups, the identifiable groups, the persons with disability desk will all be under operations to be headed by the General Secretary and deputized by the national organizer, Henry Nana Boakye. The campaign strategist and campaign chairman, there's a difference between the flag bearer position. Flag bearer is the overall chairman for the campaign coordinating committee. But the campaign chairman and strategist will be Honorable Dambuji, former General Secretary and MP for Okre. The campaign, we have two campaign vice chairpersons, Mr. Fred Owari and Nana Akumia, as the two campaign vice chairpersons. We have Honorable Frederick Opare-Ansah as the campaign manager for the 2024 elections, and he will have 3 deputies. For deputy campaign manager in charge of research and administration is Dr. Antoinette Thibault Darkon, will be Honorable Obi Amwa, MP for Kriapim South. The deputy campaign manager in charge of presidential campaign will be Dr. Ibrahim Anas. For Electoral Affairs Committee, it will be headed by Chairman Peter McMahon as the chairman for the Electoral Affairs Committee of Campaign 2024. We have national executives, we have regional chairpersons, all being part of the campaign coordinating committee. For senior aides, those who will be moving with the flag bearer and providing various help and assistance will be Engineer Kwabena Ejapong, former presidential aspirant in our party, presidential primaries, and former general secretary of our party. Mr. Kofi Jamesi, Mr. John Boadu, Dr. Susanna Alu, Mr. Salif Said, Mr. Samuel Oku, Mr. Anthony Kabo, Dr. Kwesi Name Befi, and Ni Ejesua, the team that will be moving with the flag bearer and providing assistance to him. For identifiable groups, the coordinator will be Honorable Yusuf Kujo as coordinator for identifiable groups. For coastal campaign, the coordinator will be Madam Mary Hawa Kumsen. For middle belt campaign, we have Honorable Dr. Ayub Afriye. Then for the northern zone campaign, we have Honorable Dominic Nitu as coordinator. The spokesperson for the flag bearer will be Dr. Gideon Buakom. For director of campaign communications, we have Dennis Miracles Abuaji as director of campaign communications, to be assisted by two deputies, Mr. Adumako Belfi and Akbar Kumeni as the deputies. For social media coordinator, we have Probia Asante. For research, we have Dr. Isaac Ousumensa. For finance and fundraising, we have Dr. Alolo Utaka. And for legal matters, we have Honorable Frank Davis. Then diplomatic liaison will be headed by His Excellency Adrian Boati. So in a nutshell, this will be the campaign coordinating committee structure for the new Patriotic Party 2024 elections. But however, let me state that this is not just the total list. As stated by our flag bearer, every polling station executive, every electoral area coordinator, every constituency officer, every regional officer, and every national officer are all part of the campaign. So let's take note. So it's not just these lists that I've mentioned who are going to run the campaign. We have all these people, over 200,000 party executives who are all going to be part of the campaign, and alongside various volunteer groups and people who believe that the NPP is the best party to govern the country come December 7th. They are all part of the campaign structure. The other issue that was discussed at NEC and subsequently at National Council has to do with outstanding constituencies that are yet to hold their parliamentary primaries, i.e. Elembele, Akuapem South, Abuna West, and Sunan East. With respect to Elembele, the party has taken certain decisions, and unfortunately I cannot communicate it now because certain steps have to be taken before we can hold primaries at those constituencies. For Akuapem South, National Executive Committee, the body clothed with the power to govern parliamentary primaries in our party, has cleared the municipal chief executive to contest in the Akuapem South primaries. So he has been added to the list of contestants for the Akuapem South primaries. For Abuna West, the matter is before court, and we leave it for the court to determine the matter before we can take the next. for Sunyani East, nomination has been opened and closed and left with vetting. And once the vetting is done, the elections will come on for Sunyani East. On Yendi, the National Executive Committee took a decision and has given the matter to a 3-member committee to communicate the decision of the National Executive Committee to all interested parties. And once they communicate the matter to them, and whatever decision that has been taken will further be communicated to our friends from the media. But we feel that we need to speak to the parties first before we come out with the decision of the National Executive Committee. Then again, the National Executive Committee also took the opportunity to reiterate that per our rules and regulations, we said that in constituencies where we don't have certain members of parliament, in the rules and regulations, officers were to recuse themselves from their various positions. And after the elections, they will assume their positions. That rule still stands. But in constituencies where certain members of parliament were contested, officers were supposed to have resigned before contesting. But where in constituencies the certain member or certain members of parliament did not contest, then the rules of the orphan constituency were applied to officers who contested. So it means that they recused themselves but did not resign. So in such a case, now that we are done with the primaries, those officers can go back and take their position. So basically, this is what happened today at NEC and National Council. Thank you very much.
Lopez.
And the National Executive Committee and the National Council issue now a issue where of emergency meeting. Now issue normal pair back will be 24 elections. His Excellency Dr. Alhaji Muhammad Bamia at the campaign coordinating committee list every chair NEC and the or the chair National Council for a person or or campaign year 2024 or no and a party. Now, or say list we say be and yet and for full one and a bear man. Now, party no a campaign for 2024 police station executives. Campaign team, electoral area coordinators, campaign team, all constituency executives, regional executives, and national executives, any a party will be a test control in our campaign, campaign team. So campaign be only young for now, Mabua American. Social campaign committee now, structure and SCTN. Penia, or chairman for the National Campaign Coordinating Committee, Franketufuano, Dr. Muhammad Bamia, on the Campaign Coordinating Committee, I bet the every year running meter, and the unity at the home. And our national chairman, Campaign Coordinating Committee, at home. Sasuna. Your campaign advisory committee, or more, number 2 Frankatuni, number 2 party, a far campaign about the year 2024. you were a former president, Ira J. Kufuor. SARS, you were a president, Nana Dankwa Kufuor come home. Chairman, any Penifua, or Moka National Council of Elders, Omunaka, for SARS now, your former chairman, Ira Felibli, come home. Madam Elizabeth Wahene, Reverend Joyce Ayi, and Madam Akusia Frema Osel Pai, Omo, and a forming campaign advisory committee. So we is happening for General Secretary, my party, no, or not any in charge of campaign operations. Campaign operations, no man a shed and sap. Now, ranks of the party, no, I say, volunteer groups, identifiable groups, the persons with disability that say the Indian them so or more campaign team so in General Secretary campaign operations account. The Okawa or General Secretary for the Deputy Campaign Operations no Henry Nanabuachi, the national organizer. We are your campaign chairman and campaign strategist. They can say associate that or my penny I be the chair flag bearer only a chairman for the campaign coordinating committee. Now Ira Dambuchi a campaign chairman and strategist. Or the pipe you know I'm working or move one as deputy vice chairperson. You were Ira Fred or Warren Anna Nanakumia or Monebeka Ira Dambuchi. Campaign manager for 2024 elections now, Honorable Frederick Opariansa, former MP, Emasudu. Also, a for me and Sam Mokan, a from deputy campaign manager or managers. You were Dr. Antoinette Thibault Dapon for research and administration, and I were Honorable Obiamoa for parliamentary campaign. You were Dr. Ibrahim Anas for presidential campaign. About to whom Sensema, I friend electoral affairs committee and answer me the ya power so. Here Peter McMenu and the DASA committee now. Now a cow Yabuma, Yabeka campaign coordinating committee no, yes, each na here. The national officers, Ekamo, and regional chairpersons for Ekamo here forming campaign coordinating committee. Nipa Ombebwa Ira Baumia, Bravo Pro, I from senior Ace. Engineer Kwabena Japan, former General Secretary, my party. Sasna Ira Kofi Jamesi, former General Secretary at your board Kamo, Dr. Susanna Alu Ekamo, Mr. Salif Said Ekamo, Mr. Samuel Oku, Anthony Cabo, Dr. Kosina Mebefi, and Ani Eje Soa. Coordinator for identifiable groups, Honorable Joseph Kujo. Sasuna coordinator for coastal campaign, Madam Mavis Hawa Kumsen. And a coordinator for Northern Belt campaign, Dr. Ayu Efriye. And a coordinator for Northern campaign, Honorable Dominic Nituhu. Kasama for Emma Francatunino, Dr. Kijo Buakon. And a campaign also director of campaign communications, Mr. Dennis Miracle Abuaje. Ipa Munu and Ombekano, from Deputy Directors of Campaign Communication, Mr. Adumaku Befi, and Akbar Mini, and Ebeka Ira Dennis Miracle Abuaje. For social media campaign, Penny Obedano, Krobia Santi, and our Director for Research, Dr. Isaac Owusu Mensa, and a Director for Finance and Fundraising, Dr. Alolo Mutaka, and a Director for Legal, Frank Davis, and a Diplomatic Liaison, Ira Edward, His Excellency Edward Boating, to win Penifua, part no, Yajia Tunse 2024 campaign, or Media Normal Buama campaign, Akosi Yipa. Say, ye no few are Party no NEC, the National Council, so can constituencies are to me and to about a war and now be back me, as one said. I think I am party no as it I say about a better about then so I say and I won't be you two and I won't be a war. It's a no party net dashing focus on Montrenas and to of course, say be a pass of you. A South. But Paya, Naki said trouble and associate trouble. And then so neck at national neck idea to say MCU or on Subit Imagine now at Tuno Swaba. And no air to say neck at the apple. Beshe now parts in the MC now it's Marco Trouble or Captain South. I go now west a seminal court until you damn court, self court in where we are. And a party so you won't be away. And now Sunali is so national party no it be nomination. I'm your close nomination. No, I'm a cannot a vet na paper so. We vet now. I think on the 9th of March or so to Sunali is about 12 floor. And I hear this also National Executive Committee SH na ho. Then so 24% ne omo play work on edika kasa and san Nigeria yes. They are two jam will be able. The crap so party no so can say yes says Sisu say baby a ye Brashibida for I friend of constituencies. Party officers are contest here no yankasa for make matter. You can't say chum ye twabani be no masaba. Name you can say baby a you want Brashibida for 1 day. So we a party officer, now person which now as what do you at all. Name baby a Brashibida for 1. So Brashibida didn't contest it beer. And ye a wing said, we do you at all. And also true. Baby a Brashibida for non contest now. Executive or more than your 12 when you now why? TNA really meet now a course over National Executive Committee and the National Council. Madam,